chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there. I'm grateful that you could make it. Thank you for being here. You can be subject to dark thoughts, such as feelings or thoughts of inadequacy, or thoughts that you're not good enough, or thoughts that you won't amount to anything. And this can make you quite depressed, you see. But a lot of the times, if you realize where these thoughts are sourced from, you'll realize that the narcissist that was involved in your life caused you hardship and pain and hurt, and it's actually sourced from that. Okay, so these thoughts that you're having now, maybe you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling worthy, you don't feel beautiful, you don't feel handsome, like you don't feel proud of yourself. It can be sourced from what the narcissist that was involved in your life done to you, making you feel less than. Okay, and they purposely do this. Okay, they purposely want to make you feel insecure. Okay, and then as a result of that, you can be overwhelmed with dark thoughts, these feelings of inadequacy, feelings of low self-worth, low self-esteem, and it can really take its toll on you. So much so, you can even start getting suicidal ideations, suicidal thoughts, wanting to harm yourself. Okay, and please, if any of you are in that place where the thought, it happens to the best of us, right? It happens to the best of us. When you go through narcissistic abuse, you can feel suicidal at some points in time. And I know many of you that are listening might say that's never happened to you, but it can happen. And I want to address it, because if anyone is in that state, I want you to understand it's not going to achieve anything. Even if you are alone now, you have got no one around you, no friends, no family, you're going to be an important person for someone's life in the future. Okay? And that's not the only reason to keep living, because you're going to be an important person in someone's life in the future. But I'm trying to address that you're not going to stay in this state forever. Okay? You may be in this state for a little while with the depression and feeling with these dark thoughts and things like that. But you can rise above. At least you can rise above the suicidal ideations and the suicidal tendencies. Like, what I always suggest is, if you are thinking about harming yourself, or you're thinking about these thoughts, think about the narcissist is actually going to be satisfied of that. Why are you going to give them a satisfaction? Okay, they will play the victim. You know, you may not have spoke to them. They'll find out that you done it. They'll play the victim role. Oh, they're so sad, and really inside they're enjoying it. They're happy. It's one of the greatest desires of the narcissists is for their victim to take their own life over them, and it's satanically sourced. Okay, the devil likes to inspire that in people, and because they're connected to the devil, this is what, or negative forces, negative energy, whatever you want to call it, this is what can make it occur in you. But the narcissist did chip away at you bit by bit. They chipped away at your self-esteem. They chipped away at your self-worth. I guarantee many of you will say, you were never like this. Prior to meeting them, you had no feelings of insecurity, or like you didn't have low self-worth, and you didn't. It's a result of being around them. They deliberately spark these thoughts, and then when you go through a discard or a reverse discard, or you're alone away from the narcissist, the relationship's ended, these thoughts will start to overwhelm you. Okay, but the trigger is the narcissist. Okay, and the thing is you can start to get involved in drugs or alcohol, because many chosen ones and empaths and genuine souls can have drug addictions or alcohol addiction or things like that. This can intensify it more. These dark thoughts and feelings of, even though it's a coping mechanism, it is a coping mechanism because it there's more harm than benefit. Like you might feel like it relieves you and stuff, and I'm not preaching like I am, perfect and stuff. I'm just outlining what occurs, okay? And you'll realize that the thing is there's a study. This is going a bit off the topic, but it's back to the point. There's a study. I'm not sure who it was by, but basically, there's a few people doing research in this area, if I'm right. But apparently, a lot of mental health or psychosis can be stemmed from narcissistic abuse. Okay, and you might be like, Zion, I don't know what the hell you're going on about, but like there might be some of you out there where that has affected you. Okay, and obviously with mental health, they can't, the same way it goes when they analyze mental health, they always say it could be, a death of a loved one, it could be childhood trauma, it could be like they list out loads of things, it could be drugs and alcohol. But what you can see is there is some evidence that narcissistic abuse can make you go into a psychosis or have severe mental health issues. And obviously, this is why I'm trying to encourage you to break the spell. Okay? You got no reason to feel down about yourself. Honestly. Okay? I want you to be proud of yourself. One thing that I'll say, look, let me go back to this. If you've got suicidal thoughts, please get through to the next day. Okay? Get through to the next day. If you're getting them at night, oftentimes they come at night. If you're getting them at night, try to get through the next hour. I spoke to someone who actually mentioned that to me. They said you should encourage people to get through to the next hour. Try to get through to the next hour. As time proceeds, you'll learn how to deal with it. And if it's safe for you to go out and have a walk, go out and have a walk, because walking can really, really help you. But I want you to understand, just try and do that, right? And if you get through to the next day, you'll be like, oh, it wasn't like, you'll feel a lot more relieved, okay? Please don't let this narcissist make you feel this low, okay? And I know you've got other things going on in your life now, other troubles, other issues and things like that. And this is just like the straw on the camel's back, it feels like, the narcissistic abuse and everything else, and it's like it's all piling up. But I want you to change your mindset about yourself. Okay? I want you to change your mindset about yourself. I want you to be proud of yourself. Okay? You gotta understand, so-called models and male and female, that glamour models and things like that may be deemed as so beautiful and everything, right? Okay, they suffer same way as you might be suffering with feeling inferior, with feeling low self-worth, with feeling low self-esteem, because they're around people that try to outdo them and put them down, and they're around perhaps the management and stuff that like aren't respectful to them, and a lot of them suffer despite how they may be perceived by the eye. A lot of them suffer with low self-esteem, low self-worth. They combat that with drug addiction, alcohol. Okay, and look, I understand people reaching for a bottle or doing drugs. I can understand people using that as a coping strategy. I just want to address, and even if it doesn't, like, I want to address the way you view yourself, okay? I want you to be great. Like, if you incorporate being grateful about who you are, right? You'll start to see, like, the one thing that I do, right, is I don't compare myself to anyone, okay? And you might get thoughts in your mind where comparison will come in, okay? But you have to eradicate that, okay? There's something, I've done it for quite some time. I don't compare myself to anyone. Like, and something that made me realize this, right? Something that made me realize this is I realized that not a lot of people are generally, like, happy for you when it's going well, okay? A lot of the times when it was going well for you in life and things like that, a lot of people weren't genuinely happy for you. And there was an occasion where I went out of my house and I saw my friend, an old friend, in a really flash car. And I was like, oh, look at your car, that's nice, that. And I was happy for him. But as I walked away from the conversation, he was like, oh, good to see you, whatever. Like, as I walked away from the conversation, I had an epiphany. And I was like, he wouldn't have been the same way. He wouldn't have been like, if the roles were reversed and I was in that flash car, I don't think he would have been the same way, like, generally happy to see someone doing well. You see? And I'm not saying a car is a basis of doing well or not, but I'm saying he wouldn't have been generally happy that I had a new car or something like that. And I'm not saying he's a narcissist or anything like that, but I just know how general nature is of people. They're not happy to see you doing well. They're not happy to see you succeeding, right? And this can put an insight into you, because you actually like to see others do well. You encourage people, things like this, right? And this is why when you're in a dark space or you're suffering with these dark thoughts, I don't want it to overwhelm you. Please be proud of yourself, okay? You are a unique creation. You've probably heard me say this before. There is not another you, okay? There's no other you. And this aligns with what I talk about within the narcissism on the main channel, okay? When you know that no one can compare to you, you're not egotistical, you're not big-headed. It's just you're grateful for your unique creation. You're grateful for your unique voice pattern. You're grateful for your unique fingerprint. You're grateful for your identity, right? This is how the narcissist feels about you, okay? Beneath all the bullshit, beneath all of the hurt and the pain and the bad things they said to you and the derogatory things they said to you, this is the impact you will have on them. You need to understand your importance in this world. They ain't finding no one else like you. Okay, that's what you gotta know. So don't believe the narcissist when it hurts. You see, they chat so much shit and so much rubbish. Don't believe them even when it hurts. You see? Don't believe their BS, okay? So what I want you to do is really analyze and understand that these feelings of low self-esteem, suicidal thoughts, all this stuff can be stemmed from the narcissistic abusive encounter. And it might be very confusing when you analyze it, okay? It might be very confusing because perhaps you have indulged in drugs or alcohol at the same time. Perhaps you have got other issues on your mind as well. And it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but you'll see that a lot of these dark thoughts, feeling down, feeling low, is actually stemmed from this narcissistic relationship. You'll be able to see that. And once you know that, you got to realize that the narcissist wants you to be in that state. The narcissist deliberately wants you to be in that state. Okay? So you've got to try your hardest to not be in that state. And that's why I say the recipe that I would, the one thing, if you can take one thing from this video, don't compare yourself to anybody. Even the way that the world is constructed now, they want people to compare themselves and compete with each other. Break from that, empath, chosen one, genuine soul. Break from that. That's not the way genuine souls, chosen ones, and empaths do things. Don't compete with no one. You are who you are. Be proud of who you are. Be grateful for who you are. And try this on a daily basis. Okay? Try this on a daily basis. Try and... You see, even the hardship you're going through, you're going to emerge stronger from it. You're going to emerge stronger from it, I promise you. So that's why I say, if any of you are suffering with dark suicidal ideations and stuff like that, please remember my advice. Take a walk, get through to the next day, get through to the next hour, okay? Don't let these narcissists get the satisfaction of that, okay? But please take the advice of what I said. Don't compare yourself to anyone. If you take this out of the equation and you proceed through life for a period of time where you just don't compare yourself, and a thought comes to you in your mind where a comparison is made. Oh, why have they got that and I haven't got that? Or like that goes in your head. Eradicate. Say that's some dumb thought. Right, and practice this. And the more and more you go on, you just won't compare yourself to anyone. And the more and more you don't compare yourself to anyone, is the happier you get inside. Because you're feeling fulfilled in your own life. And you as an individual, who you are. Okay? So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.